It's Kathy Kress again, and I'm back with my whole series on geriatric care management based on my new manual, my Geriatric Care Management Operations Manual, which has been out for a while. And everything is in here, and one of the things that I do is a dual assessment, and I've been talking about that in my blog for a while. So we're going to do a dual assessment right now, and we have a client, and his name's Thomas Jefferson. We'll call him Tommy. And he lives with his 80-year-old girlfriend, Sally Hemingway. And she's his caregiver, which is very, very common among older people. Very common. And you, the geriatric care manager, Miss Full Charge, you were called by his daughter, Alice. Alice is just, very upset about her dad. She feels like he's too dependent upon Sally, and Sally's older herself. And so you, the geriatric care manager, Miss Full Charge, because you take care of everything. You do what I've taught you in the care management manual, and you do a functional assessment and you do a psychosocial assessment. You realize you have two clients. He's got a long history. As if you're going to, work with anybody over 85, they probably have married several times. So he had one wife, and that wife died, and she had two children, so he has two children. And then he had another wife, and she died. He's been widowed twice. I know lots of people that have been widowed 4 times. Then he had 3 girlfriends. Now, this isn't odd. If you read anything about older people, they don't have to really get married after they're widowed because they lose their pensions. So, it's really a financial thing. So he has met Sally online. Again, not an odd thing. I mean, how many people don't go to, they go to bars, but they drink, but you see that on television all the time, whether television is really true or not. So he's actually met her online, Mrs. Hemingway. Sally. So you do a mental status. He's totally clear, your client, Tommy Jefferson, and but he says that he's depressed. He said he would rather die than, just become a whole burden to Sally because he really loves her. He doesn't really have a social network. These 2 children live long distance, and, they've had this whole string of stepmothers. Not really his fault. I mean, he had 2 wives that died, but, they're not bonding exactly with Sally. And economically, he's got the money for care, but he doesn't really want to spend it, and the children are really suspicious of her because she's been handling all of his finances, and this one daughter really wants to get involved with that. So you look at IADLs, I talked about that, and he's actually in a wheelchair a lot of the time, and Sally's pushing it. He needs help with all instrumental activities of daily living. He needs help with all ADLs, and Sally does everything. And in his health, he has a hearing loss. Lots of people do. I went to the doctor the other day because I couldn't hear for a while. She said, I'm fine. He's a diabetic. He has rheumatoid arthritis. He's got a lot of problems. He fractured his ankle. And so Sally's got to transfer him. And she's 80 years old. So you realize you've got to do a caregiver assessment. We're going to leave it at that. And I will see you next time, which will be soon. And go to my website, kathykress.com. You can find out more about me and the manual. See you next time.